finding there was only two kinds of beer in Australia, heavy beer and light beer, and they pretty much tasted the same. So I started home brewing, and the one I wanted to really make was an amber ale with hops in it as well. So that became Hightail. Then when we turned 10, made the double Hightail, which was a 6.8, just a bigger, more intense, sort of a Scotch ale style version of Hightail. And now that we're 15, triple, so we're working in fives here for the mathematicians amongst us, which is, so it's an 8.3%, not quite barley wine, I guess. We didn't really know what was going to come out. We just upped the malt, we reduced the water, we kept the hops the same. We just made Hightail, but we cut the water out. I hope you like it. Sorry, that was a very short.
Water. Ruining beer for hundreds of years. Absolutely. Well, look, actually, before we get into that, let's have a bit of a chat about you guys, because I'm sure everybody's fascinated to know. Cam, how did you guys get started?
Well, as Dave just said, his inspiration was he lived in the States when he was a teenager. Three. I think he was 18 or something. Shh, Dave, I'll tell the story. And so he saw it in the States, saw the start of the craft brewing scene, came home, started home brewing. I was working in the music industry. I just booked a band called Pure for an Australian tour. So I was a booking agent back then, and they convinced me that I should go to Vancouver, this band, and visit Vancouver backpacking. So I said, okay, I was 24 years old, and I thought, why not? So I turned up, they picked me up at the airport and drove me around to all the local breweries. And I said, I don't really like beer, what are we doing? And it's because, talk about that day. And it'll come out, I'm sure you'll say it at some point, but I'm not going to say it. So I went around and saw local microbreweries and tasted their beer for the first time and thought, holy crap, beer is not beer. And thought, why don't we have anything like this in Australia? And so I sent Dave a postcard right that day and said, Dave, we need to talk. And then it took me a few months till I got home, and Dave said, what have I done? What am I? Thought he was in trouble. And I said, we need to start a brewery. And he said, how are we going to start a brewery? And I said, I don't know, but we'll work it out. And so that was 1997. Well, that was 1995, 2 years fucking around trying to work out how we're going to get our first commercial beer, on the market. And now we're old skanks, jaded old rock dogs of the brewing industry, 15 years, billionaires now. Seaplanes and helicopters. Yeah.
Absolute gold. In fact, look, why don't we get right into a bit of competition? Because we've got beer and it's free and we're going to give it away. So we're going to do a